The year was 2003. To escape the U.S. Army, Saddam Hussein had fled far from Baghdad, the capital of Iraq, and was hiding in a hole under a farmhouse, so small that even standing straight was difficult. As the U.S. Army was searching every inch of Iraq, especially Baghdad, Saddam was secretly living inside this hole, which was later called the Spider Hole. This place was in a small village named Ad-Dawr, just 15 kilometers away from Tikrit, Saddam's birthplace. Saddam knew America had advanced technology, and if he stayed above ground for too long, he could be detected by American drones or spy satellites. So, inside the farmhouse in Ad-Dawr, he had a small hole dug in a corner of a hut. Its entry was covered by a square wooden lid. It is believed that Muhammad Ibrahim, one of Saddam's closest bodyguards, gave him this idea. While Saddam was being hunted in Baghdad, it was Ibrahim who helped him reach this farmhouse safely through his network. Muhammad Ibrahim also knew that U.S. officers would eventually try to reach Saddam through him, so he left Ad-Dawr and returned to Baghdad. But he appointed 2 trusted servants to look after Saddam. These 2 men handled small chores at the farmhouse and attended to all of Saddam's needs. While living in the Spider Hole, Saddam read the Quran daily and wrote stories in a diary to pass time, making corrections whenever he found mistakes. He felt extreme boredom and constant fear. He was less afraid of America and more afraid of being betrayed by his own people. He reduced his needs so much that he wouldn't have to come into contact with many people. To fight darkness, he had a small torch. He also had some batteries to run a small fan. The only electronic device he had was a radio, through which he kept track of important events in Iraq. He came out to use the toilet only at night and would take short walks in the dark. During the day, he stayed hidden to avoid detection by drones or satellites. Saddam had chocolates, some canned food, and packets of dates to survive. His servants cooked for him only at night, usually rice and boiled vegetables. But there was one special dish he craved, a famous Iraqi fish called mazgouf, found in rivers like the Tigris and Euphrates. Muhammad Ibrahim brought this fish to him once a week, not knowing this habit would eventually lead to Saddam's capture. The biggest reason America was after Saddam was their belief that he possessed nuclear weapons and deadly chemical agents like sarin gas, VX nerve agent, and anthrax, which he could supply to terrorist groups. They also believed he was secretly funding Al-Qaeda and other terror organizations. After the 9/11 attacks, the U.S. could not ignore such threats. They warned Saddam to surrender and turn over his weapons, but he refused and began preparing for war against America. On March 19, 2003, CIA Director George Tenet gave President George Bush a secret input stating that Saddam was hiding in a bunker beneath a villa in Baghdad with his sons Uday and Qusay, planning operations. America launched a bunker-buster airstrike on that villa, but Saddam had already escaped through a secret tunnel network beneath Baghdad. Failing to catch him, the U.S. created a clever strategy. They distributed playing cards to soldiers, where the ace card had Saddam's photo, the king of spades had Uday's, and the king of clubs had Qusay's. Other cards featured Saddam's top officials, so soldiers would memorize their faces while playing. The U.S. also announced a reward of $25 million for Saddam and $5 million for his sons. The owner of the villa where Uday and Qusay were hiding betrayed them for money. On July 21st, U.S. forces surrounded the villa. Instead of surrendering, the 2 sons opened fire. The U.S. launched rockets and destroyed the entire villa. Uday, Qusay, Qusay's 14-year-old son Mustafa, and a bodyguard were killed. Soon after, Saddam released an audio tape declaring his sons martyrs and vowing revenge on the U.S. His capture now became America's top priority, but months passed with no success. A CIA officer named Eric Maddox began targeting Saddam's former driver, cook, and bodyguards, believing Saddam must be in contact with them. From a former housekeeper, he learned that Muhammad Ibrahim was extremely trusted by Saddam and led the guerrilla fighters resisting U.S. occupation. The housekeeper also revealed Saddam's fondness for mazgouf fish, which could be found only in certain farms near Samarra City, frequently visited by Ibrahim. Maddox raided one such fish farm but didn't find Ibrahim, only 2 fishermen. One of them told Maddox that since the U.S. invasion, Ibrahim had stopped coming there, but mazgouf fish from that farm were being delivered to a specific location in Baghdad. 91911. Maddox raided that address to trace the fish deliveries. By luck, Muhammad Ibrahim was there buying Mazgao fish. He was taken into custody. At first, he denied knowing Saddam's whereabouts, but when promised full security and U.S. citizenship for his family, he broke down and revealed Saddam's hideout. On the night of December 13, 2003, the U.S. launched Operation Red Dawn. In pitch darkness, U.S. commandos equipped with night vision goggles surrounded the farmhouse in Ad-Dawr. As they entered, Saddam's two servants tried to flee but were caught. They acted innocent, pretending to know nothing. A thorough search revealed only a dirty hut with some daily use items. No sign of Saddam. Then Muhammad Ibrahim pointed to a rope lying on the ground. One end disappeared beneath a wooden lid. A soldier lifted the lid, and what he saw shocked him. From the dark hole, a tired, disheveled man with long beard and messy hair slowly emerged, raising his hands. In a faint voice, he said, "I am Saddam Hussein, the president of Iraq, and I am willing to negotiate." He did not resist, but his face showed clear defeat. The soldiers found a Glock pistol, some cash, and 2 rifles with him. After his capture, Saddam was kept at a high-security military base near Baghdad. During initial interrogations, he was asked about nuclear and chemical weapons and his links to terrorism, but he remained mostly silent and avoided direct answers. In June 2004, Saddam was handed over to the new Iraqi government for trial. He was accused in a case related to the mass killing of Shia civilians in the village of Dujail in 1982. The Iraqi Special Tribunal found him guilty, and he was sentenced to death by hanging. This was the story of how Saddam Hussein was captured. If you found this video informative, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future updates. Thank you.